So 10 months ago when I started this YouTube channel, I listened to a course that talked about the 6 most successful habits that successful people incorporate into their morning routines. In this video, I want to explain why incorporating those into my own morning routine has been the single most important thing that I've done in my daily life since then. Hey everyone, great to have you back. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Hi, I'm Jack, a business analyst and YouTuber living in Ireland. So when I started my YouTube channel, I began researching a lot of ways which I could improve it, which also led to me researching a lot of ways in which I could improve myself and generally develop new skills and better habits for myself. At that time, one area of my life that had taken a considerable setback or had deteriorated quite a lot was my morning routines. And because of COVID-19 and working from home, I had slowly started slipping into worse and worse habits, such as just sleeping in later and later, until essentially what I was doing was just sleeping into the latest I probably could, and then getting up, brushing my teeth, literally getting dressed, and then starting work. That isn't an ideal way to start your day off. So as you can imagine, I was coping, but I wasn't doing well. I wasn't really striving. I wasn't doing the best I possibly could. And it wasn't like an instant thing. It was just gradually these things built up. And so when I found this course on improving your morning routine to become more successful and more driven to achieving more in your job. The course was based on LinkedIn Learning, but all the ideas in it were based on a book called The Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod. As soon as I finished the course, I started using all the things he mentioned immediately and seen a huge improvement in my drive, my performance, and just general well-being. And so I wanted to make this video to share with you those steps and how you can go about implementing them into your own morning routine to just get a lot more out of your day and out of life in general. So here we go. So a big part of this morning miracle, this routine that successful people do, is to encourage you to develop yourself and to give yourself the best possible chance by giving you energy and motivation and time to do the things that you need to do. Elrod actually said he was inspired to write this book and share the ideas because of a quote from a guy called Jim Rohn. And the quote goes like this: "Your level of success will seldom exceed your level of personal development, because success is something you attract by the person you become." So it's designed to really make you think, what am I doing to better myself? How can I improve? And how can I use my morning routine to help me do this? The 6 parts of this amazing morning routine that I recommend you start implementing can be summarized by the acronym SAVERS. So the first S in SAVERS stands for silence. The idea behind this being that our brain and our subconscious needs an outlet. It needs time and space to come up with our very best ideas. There's a reason why a lot of our best ideas come just before we fall asleep, in that time when we're just not really thinking about anything, just letting our brain roam, or in the shower, or when you're out on a walk, not on your phone and stuff like that. So there's a few ways in which you can do this. You could go out for a walk, or the way in which I prefer doing it is just by meditating for 10 minutes in the morning. I will set a timer for 10 minutes with my little notepad in front of me and a pen. At any point during the meditation, when I have an idea, I will write it down on my notepad and then just continue to let my ideas flow. The second letter, A, is for affirmations. And what affirmations are, they are a written statement that is committing you to something, to either becoming something or becoming someone or doing something. So for example, if you had a goal you're committed to, such as losing weight or starting your own business or something like that, this could be something you use in your written affirmations. And there's a few key things to remember when you're writing your affirmations, and I want to just include those here, such as: state what you're committed to, and also, and more importantly, state why you're committed to it. This gets you thinking about the meaning behind why you want something, and it just helps reaffirm the reasons why you're chasing this, and it'll give you a bit extra motivation. The second thing is specify exactly what activities you're going to do. Say your affirmation is to lose weight. I'm going to run for a mile this morning. And finally, the third thing is specify when you're going to do them. So for example, I'm going to go for a run between 7 and half 7. Moving on to the next letter, which is V for visualization. Now, visualization is something that maybe not a lot of people do, but it's incredibly useful, and a lot of the top athletes and Olympians and sports people swear by it, and they all do it because it helps them get in a state of being mentally and emotionally prepared to do the things that they're visualizing, so that when they get into these situations, they already have experienced it on some level, and their body and their mind believe that they can actually achieve these things. So what I do is I spend 5 or 10 minutes just in the morning visualizing the activities I'm going to do, like my most important tasks, and I visualize enjoying them and the work that I'm going to be doing and just getting it done. Now the E is for exercise, and this one is, you might feel is a bit unnecessary. You might be saying to yourself, I already exercise in the evening, I go to the gym or I train, I do my sport in the evenings after I finish work. Yeah, and that's fine. This doesn't have to be a replacement for those, but it should be something you really consider doing. And it doesn't have to be much. It can be as much as 60 seconds. You get down and do like a set of push-ups or jumping jacks or something in the morning. I use an app called 7, which just gives you a short 7-minute circuit to do in the morning, and it just gets you breathing hard, doing a little bit of fitness. It does like wake you up in the morning, and it just gives you a bit more energy to go about your day. The 5th letter, and what I think is the most important one, is R, which is for reading. Now you might think reading is the most important. How is that? And I kind of understand why you'd think that. The reason why reading is so important, and reading books, especially learning books and self-development books, is so important is because what we have access to through books is the ability to learn almost anything. There's a book on almost every single subject in the world, and you can have access to almost any book for like 10 to 20 pounds or euros or dollars or whatever. And if you pick your books well, you can learn a life-changing skill just by reading one book. At the moment I'm reading a book called Awaken the Giant Within by Tony Robbins, and I'm journaling so much about it. I'm writing so many notes and taking highlights of it. I'm only like 10% through the book, and it's already one of my favorite books ever. So if you're going to take any of these habits away, definitely take away this reading one. Read for 5-10 minutes every morning. Read 10 pages. If you read 10 pages a day, then you're going to finish what, 10 or 12 books a year, and you're already better than like 90% of the population of the planet. You're learning more than them. So just please consider doing this. It's invaluable, and it's the one I would recommend absolute most out of everything on this list. The 6th and final letter on this list is S, which is for savers. No, it's not. The final S on this list is for scribing, which is just a fancy word for writing. And I think it's good to get into the practice of writing in the morning because it allows you to do a number of things. Practice your writing, which is a vital form of communication in any sort of workplace. So I use an app called Morning, which has prompted questions for you to answer, and it takes 5 or so minutes every morning to fill this out. And it has prompts like, I'm grateful for 3 boxes to fill out. And the reason for this prompt is just to set you up to think of things that make you happy and that you are genuinely thankful for. A lot of the time we're focused on trying to chase our goals and what we can do to make ourselves better, but it's also really important to remember the things that we do have at the moment and the things that make us happy now, because there's no point in chasing our goals to get somewhere only to realize, oh, I'm not actually happy when I get there. There's no use depriving ourselves of happiness in the now to chase happiness that might not even come later on. So I think this is a really good practice to include. There's also other prompts that get you to prioritize things for the day, like what will make today great, which gets you thinking of your top priorities, what will advance your life the most, and it gets you just to reflect on that for a minute, and it helps sort your priorities out for the day and really focus on the things that matter to you. So that's the full acronym, and I really recommend you checking those out. Like I said, I think the reading one is the most important, so definitely consider incorporating reading into your morning routine. And if you don't actually like physically reading books, I couldn't recommend Audible enough. I started using Audible a few months ago, and honestly my life's changed. In the past week, I've listened to like 3 different books on Audible. I just plug in the earphones and do it whilst I'm cooking dinner, washing dishes, all that kind of stuff, and it's an absolute game changer. So definitely check that out if you haven't already. I'll leave a link to all this stuff I've talked about in the video in the description below. I hope you enjoyed the video. So like I said, I tried using all these techniques all the way through the SAVERS acronym, and I implemented them literally the day after I took this course. I started using them, and I see instant improvements in my energy throughout the day and my determination to get good work done. And I feel like in the 10 months since then, it's only gotten better, and my life, I think, is on a completely different trajectory from what it would have been if I hadn't made that change. If you don't want to make a full switch over straight away, that's fine. I think it's important you pick 1 or 2 things that you are interested in or you want to do, and give those a go, and then you can think about adding more on later when you get used to those. If you did enjoy the video, please hit the like button below and leave a comment. Let me know which ones you're going to try out first, or if you're already using any of them, let me know which ones you are using. Also, please subscribe to the channel. I'll really appreciate it if you hit the subscribe button, because I really want to share more videos like this with you guys so that we can help each other progress and develop more. Be sure to check out this video I did over here, which talks about how you can find a good side project for yourself. See you in the next one, guys. Bye bye.